there is a gentleman who's Lord Mackenzie of Farmwell Gate.
Yes, of course.
You're familiar.
The House of Lords?
They're in the House of Lords.
Is that the highest body?
That's the highest.
Highest
There are no
body.
commoners in there.
On Tuesday, they were discussing crime and crime legislation in England, and he was saying that recently something personal, this is personal for him, because his wife's purse and wallet had been stolen, so he took the floor of the House of Lords to comment on this.
Really aware of the fact that my wife, on one of her rare visits to London, had a credit card stolen, and I monitored the use of the card. And I have to say, I didn't report it to the police because the thief was spending less than she was.
I like it.
That's pretty good.
God. That is so money.
That's the best delivery. Now, that's delivery right there, you know. Now, the woman who was in charge wanted to keep it serious here.
Well, I think in these circumstances, one should always report these matters to the police.
One should. Certainly one should, ma'am.
Is that the best thing you've ever heard in your life?
Beautiful.
Damn.
That guy, let's play it one more time. That delivery from that guy.
Really aware of the fact that my wife, on one of her rare visits to London, had a credit card stolen, and I monitored the use of the card, and I have to say I didn't report it to the police because the thief was spending less than she was.
Broke him up there in the House of Lords.
Yeah, they never break up.
Everybody woke up there for a second.
Normally they're yelling.
Rattle the wigs over.
Oh, he's right.
That is funny.
That is Lord Mackenzie of Farmwell Gate.
Yes.
You're quite familiar with that.
Of course,
I'm quite
of course.
sure. America, now back over here to our shores. America inside the numbers. I don't know why this is not leading the news everywhere. Chris Demm and I saw it, and we're blown away by it. Chips Ahoy has announced we're totally revamping our recipe.
What?
Everything is changing on Chips Ahoy. They begin rolling out the new cookies, chocolate chip cookies from Chips Ahoy at the end of the month.
mothership
This is
blue bag.
The blue bag. They're changing the logo and they're changing the recipe on Chips Ahoy cookies.
Why?
Well, it's a great question. The woman, the head chef,
Baker.
the head baker at Chips Ahoy, her name is Sabrina Sirent, and she said she's the senior director and head chef at Chips Ahoy, and she said, we have been questioning customers for 2 years on this, and we have spent more than 5,000 hours creating 65 recipes to try to improve this cookie. What we found was people wanted more chocolate, so they've added 15% more chocolate chips into the cookie. And they are using a higher grade of chocolate that will be sweeter because they found that there was too much bitterness in the cookie. And they're changing the dough because they want the texture to be better. All of it has changed. Now, I thought they had a good product already.
I
Chips
thought so
Ahoy?
too. But
Chips
I mean,
Ahoy.
if you're adding more chocolate, people like that.
But now, as a guy who loves Chips Ahoy, why did that? I wonder why they didn't roll that out as like a Supreme Deluxe Chips Ahoy.
Yeah, like a different.
And not mess with the mothership.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because I thought they already had extra Chips Ahoy.
Well, they probably do.
Yeah, I think they do.
What they're doing here now, they say they're doing a higher grade chocolate, a higher cacao content. There's a higher cacao content and a higher concentration of that good Madagascar vanilla extract.
That's what you want.
Which will give it a sweeter flavor. And they believe this will have, they say, a more well-rounded flavor with less bitterness.
I bet chocolate prices are
They're
skyrocketing, right?
Yeah, all this translates to a higher priced bag of cookies.
Well, of
you
course.
think? Yeah.
Of course.
Well, but they're going to have to pay more.
Yeah, there's a
for the cacao.
So maybe they're getting a different chocolate because it's what they're getting now is too expensive.
For the cookie itself, they say the cookie will have a richer base cookie flavor, a creamier chocolate taste, and just the right amount of chocolate chips. We've tweaked our batter mixing process as well, just the mixing process, which creates the exact right cookie texture. And after 65 recipes and 5,000 hours, We think we've got it.
I don't know if I want to put my toe into the waters where Biggie and his foodie friends
Boy,
swim/tread water.
Yeah.
But when I get a Chips Ahoy and I pop one into my mouth, I know what I'm getting. And if I want a real chocolate chip, I'll never eat a Chips Ahoy.
Well, right.
I want that.
It's a little. It's different.
It's just different enough that it's sort of chocolate chippy, but it isn't.
It's not quite. It's not a homemade chocolate chip cookie.
Or like you get a better cookie baked in the grocery store.
Over in the deli.
Yeah, you're right.
That's where Dave goes.
That's a better tasting cookie.
But
It tastes fresher.
Yeah.
But Chips Ahoy in the fridge.
I agree with you, but maybe they're trying to make it more like that fresh baked baker's cookie and can keep it.
Not
like
the highest selling cookie. It's second to Oreo, yeah?
Yes.
I think Oreo's king.
It is king.
Is that number 2?
Well, that's a good
I would
question.
think that's got to be number 2.
But do you think that they've been, surely there's a reason for this. Are they losing sales? Have sales gone down? They didn't address that in the article I read. Trip, you're talking about the Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookie. Go ahead.
Yeah. I grew up in the 80s. I took the Pepsi challenge.
Mm-hmm.
This is new Coke all over again. And, when people are clamoring for the original recipe, they'll bring back Chips Ahoy Classic. You know it.
He's called it.
That's
called it.
That's a great call.
Could be.
That's probably right.
Yeah, I mean, because in the abstract, people will say, I want a sweeter cookie.
Yeah.
But you don't always want super sweet.
And you're right. It has a certain taste that we're used to, and people seem to really like that.
Yeah. And the good thing about chocolate chips is that they're called semi-sweet chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Because you want them, you don't want them that rich.
Well, they're saying
Right.
this
You
is
don't
a
want a
higher
Hershey Kiss in there.
They're saying
Yeah.
this is a higher grade of chocolate. Maybe it'll still be semi-sweet. They say it's creamier.
Yeah.
And I do find that the chocolate chips are they're real.
They're so tiny.
Yeah, they're small and
They're
brittle.
small and brittle. Brittle is the word. Maybe these will be. Well, my mother used to buy soft batch cookies.
Yeah, they were trying to get some of that market.
Yeah. That's because you wanted a homemade cookie and
And
softer.
but the cookie was softer.
We liked them, but time and again we'd go right back to Chips Ahoy,
They're always there for you.
and they are changing the packaging as well. They are just slightly changing. I feel like when there's a logo or packaging change, that usually means bad things. I just like things.
Is
the
that
way
just because we're old?
it could be, but when you've got a successful recipe on something, I mean, the new Coke reference is, I think it's a good comparison. George, you're talking about Chips Ahoy cookies. They're changing their recipe. Go ahead.
Well, when you say that they're changing the mixing process, it makes me feel like what they're trying to do is put more air into the mixture so that they can use fewer ingredients to fill up the package the same.
Shrinkflation.
Aha.
Shrinkflation.
It's a lighter cookie.
Could be a lighter cookie. But they swear this is based just on customers and what customers want, so that they're changing everything. I can't believe this is not like the headline of every newscast in America. It's Chips Ahoy cookies.
Is there another brand of
institution.
chocolate chip cookie out there that's...
Well, probably
Keebler has one, right?
Yeah.
Keebler?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Keebler.
What's it called?
Thank you, George. I don't
Is that
know.
like Chips Deluxe or something? Who's that?
I don't know.
Is that one?
I don't eat cookies.
Right.
I don't eat chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, this whole segment was set up for just
Then why are you
that.
up in arms?
just don't
You
eat
were,
cookies.
you were waiting for one of us to slip up and say, "Are you going to try?" And
I'm
you go,
not
"I
going to
don't
try
eat
it.
But you've been down that aisle a million times in your life.
Yeah, and it does feel like Keebler has some, but we always just go Chips Ahoy. It's that blue box.
It's familiar.
It's familiar.
You can count on it.
And we
And
like
you know
them.
what you're going to get.
Yeah, it has a certain taste. It's funny that the previous caller mentioned Coke and said he took the Pepsi challenge. Here's another. This is a big change. Subway has announced that for the first time in 20 years, they're switching from Coke to Pepsi. Subway Sandwiches now has signed a 10-year agreement with PepsiCo to supply beverages to every chain in America beginning first of next year.
Huge.
It's a big deal.
This is a billions of dollars type. I mean, this is unreal.
Coke lost Costco about 6 years ago as well. They switched, so they've lost a couple of big ones now. Subway's enormous. That's more restaurants
Yeah.
than anybody. Than Starbucks. That's the biggest ones, right?
Working in the restaurant business, you never, until you do it, you don't realize how much that plays a role. Like when I was working at Papa John's, I remember we had Coke, and we were told we'll never have Pepsi because Pepsi was owned Pizza Hut. It was part of PepsiCo.
Yeah.
Now Papa John's has Pepsi.
Really?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is Pepsi making inroads into the Coke dynasty? Because Coke is the leader, I'm assuming.
This Subway deal
That's
is
big.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's shocking.
I want to say Jersey Mike's has Pepsi.
Do they?
I think so. I don't drink them there.
I
I get a sandwich.
I don't eat sandwiches.
I leave. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't drink soda.
I don't know what has. I'm outraged by this. We grew up a Coke household, and I know Pepsi was born in the Carolinas. And I listen. I'll get pushback on this. That's where we are. But we've always been a Coke household.
Oh, yeah, I grew up a Coke man.
We're Coke.
I'll die
yeah.
a Coke man.
So and this won't. It's hurtful to me. I hate to see Coke losing.
I don't
it.
eat Subway.
No.
I mean, if I'm going to get a sandwich, that's like the 10th place on my list.
Jersey Mike's.
Oh, God, yeah.
Is a better Jimmy John's a better product. But I don't like.
But they're
this.
everywhere.
I
That's a
don't
big.
like
But
this.
that's the thing.
That's
It's
a big
the
business.
number of locations.
Oh, of course.
And I'm shocked Coke didn't match or say, okay, we'll do whatever we need to.
Well, but they lost Costco also, which is enormous, and so
Yeah.
it's like, golly, what are
But
they?
you don't go to Costco. I mean, you can still buy Coca-Cola at Costco.
You can,
Yeah,
you can.
but
But
fountain drink
but let me
wise.
tell you that every
But
time
not at the fountain.
But every time I'm there, that snack bar, because they have hot dog and a Pepsi for $1.50, and it is loaded. And they have pizza, and they have a couple of other items, chicken bake, and
Chicken bake.
Oh, they do
That's just two words put together. What does that mean?
Well, see, they take
It's like
a chicken.
Food, what is it, like food cook?
It's a chicken bake. It's like it's like a it's
It's
like
next
a.
to the meat grill.
It's very similar to a hot pocket, but it's larger and
Isn't it like a?
it's really good.
Isn't it like chicken?
Oh my god, it's so
chicken
good.
bacon ranch or something?
Yeah, it's like chicken
Yeah.
and bacon and my daughter just got one. She says it's heaven. She says absolutely heavenly.
What's the numbers behind this? Just Pepsi pays
I bet they paid more.
Subway more than Coke?
I guess so.
To get in
Coke,
there?
there must have been a number that Coke said we're not going to that.
I think you're right. But I think it's boy. If I lost Subway, if I was Coke and the CEO of Coke, I would have been like, we got to do whatever it takes.
I mean, ugly board meeting today.
That's a big deal. I think.
I wonder if we could get Chris Demm into a Costco.
You've been there once. You've been there
I
once.
went once.
Yeah, one time.
I'm gonna bring y'all a chicken bake. I need to bring, but you really need a hot.
Yeah.
You need a hot chicken bake.
I think we should get him in to eat.
Put him under Biggie's armpit for a couple hours.
Yes, armpit sandwich.
Get him in there to eat. Get
Just
you a
the
hot
number
dog.
of oohs alone would be worth betting on.
Get you a hot dog and a Pepsi in there. $1.50 now on a hot dog and a Pepsi.
For now.
It's a pretty good deal. That's another thing. They said they'd never go up. Now they're waffling on it. They're waffling on it.